Hello everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Phoenix Draconis, and this is Kaon Reviews. Alright folks, now as you saw in the intro, today's review is going to focus on Transformers Studio Series 86, Arcee as she appears in Transformers the movie. Now, I have to say, when I first heard that they were doing another Arcee, I thought it was going to be a redo of, like, say, Earthrise or Kingdom Arcee. But it wasn't until I saw other reviewers, such as Prime vs. Prime, show that this was a little bit more gearing, or I should say, being inspired by the Generations Arcee, just a little bit more tweaked up about it. So I'm like, well, let me go ahead and give her a shot. I put her on pre-order, and I was able to pick her up recently. So I'm just now getting a chance to go ahead and review it. And there she is in all her glory. And you can see, she's got that really great looking artwork on there, and you see a close-up of that beautiful face there. And on the back over here you have the product shots of both her in robot mode as well as in vehicle mode. And of course it does say big screen inspired scale, detail, and backdrop, and it shows also the Battle of Autobot City. Now on the bottom, this bottom corner over here, when the Decepticons launch their attack, Arcee converts Autobot City. That's pretty much about it. I really miss the days of when they actually gave a bio, the old tech spec thing. Unfortunately, she wasn't around at that time, So one more look, and it shows a full body image, and very, very nice. So there she is, one final look, and without any further ado, let's go ahead and get her opened up. All right, folks, there she is out of her box, and wow. Now, for anyone who's ever seen the 1986 animated movie, this backdrop scene, and I'm going to go ahead and move our lady out of there, is from when the Decepticons start their battle at Autobot City. So you would see Arcee, Ultra Magnus, Blur, and I think Springer. Basically. Oh yeah, Springer. Yeah, as they appear, trying to dodge, blasts and stuff like that, and where Perceptor comes in, and basically saying that the Decepticons basically had them at a slight tactical disadvantage. And it's pretty much a very good scene, but it's the first time you actually see Arcee. So I'm gonna go ahead, put her back on there, and I mean, this is a very unique figure. I honestly wish I still had the old, or I should say, the Generations Arcee that I had many years ago, because basically a lot of the details that I'm seeing on here are reminiscent of that, with a lot of differences and tweaks. But nonetheless, I am liking this. I love the fact that they actually went ahead and put some additional face sculpt. And As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and get this stage out of the way and put on some better lighting. There she is. Okay, so as you can see, there is that beautiful face sculpt now. I mean, wow. That is nice. Now, I do know there's a little bit of bleed on there, but I'm pretty sure there's some additional detail that that could have been added on there. Well, her whole helmet is white. I've seen other customizers add a little bit of off-white or gray around this section here just to break up the monotony, but very, very nice. I mean, let me zoom out just a bit. As you can tell, man, very nice. Yeah, that is awesome looking. And you can tell the hands, I'm going to show you the close-up of the hands. They're kind of similarly molded like they were before. But, it's not, they gave, some really good detail on those hands. And her weapon, though she only has one weapon, the old generations gave her 2 weapons plus, I should say 2 different types of guns plus a couple of energy swords. But, this is the one that stood out prominently in the movie and very nicely detailed. I really like it. And, of course, you see a lot of good molded detail on her chest plate, her abdomen. Though, of course, I wish they added some color to that. But, again, either I can do that or I can always wait for Toy Hacks labels. Along her thighs, as you can see, the light hits it. Very, very nice. You got that little gray piece right there. And, of course, they gave her some really nice... Oh, silly me. Alright, so they gave her a really nice heel spur here. And, of course, her backpack, even though it's they gave her a lot of nice cover on that. You got that. It's very similar to the Thrilling 30s Generations Arcee. So it's going to be interesting. But unlike the Thrilling 30s, they do give her a waist swivel here. I kind of wish they had gone ahead and completed the paint application of her lower or of her midriff around here. So that way, at the very least, you got that. And very, very nice. Now, let's go ahead and go into articulation. So her head is on a ball joint, so it can go 360. And it can look up, it can look down, right, left, the whole 9 yards. Now, her arms are also on a ball joint. It can go 360, though because of the backpack, it will hit it. She does have upper bicep rotation, which is connected by a mushroom peg. And she does have over 90 degrees bend at the elbow. Unfortunately, though, there is no wrist rotation because of the size. Though, I have to say, when it comes down to certain figures, I do believe, yes. I mean, it's not impossible to do the wrist rotation, because at least for a figure whose wrist is not as big. This is, I know it's not Transformer, but you'll see what I'm talking about. Here you have Ahsoka, and she's got total wrist rotation. So I'm not sure if they're able to do it with this size figure. They could have easily have been able to do it with this. So, come on, Hasbro. You know, you're slipping here. The reason why I mentioned that is because I would have loved to have poster in a pose where she's holding her weapon in both hands. So, wow. Oh, Ribbon, come on, get in there. Alright, there we go. Sorry, I was just putting that other figure away. Anyway, going back to what I was doing here. So there you go. There's no wrist rotation, as I mentioned. There is a waist swivel, just very lightly though. She can kick up about 90 degrees or so. She does. Her knee can bend about little over 90. She does have lower thigh rotation. Her feet can bend forward, it can bend back, and it does have a very obscene I wouldn't say obscene. Obscene is such a negative word. A very impressive, how's that? Impressive ankle tilt. Now, her legs she can do a split, but not a full Van Damme. But that's pretty damn close, if you ask me. And it's very tight, too. So there it is right there. In addition, let's go ahead and look at, I think we already showed off the backpack. Very, very nice there. So there she is as she is seen, and I have to say it is a very impressive figure. So give me a moment. I'm going to go ahead and pull out the Earthrise Arcee, so that way I'll have her for comparison when I do the comparison segment of this video. Alright, so here we have Arcee basically getting ready to be transformed. So one of the first things we're going to do is naturally take off her weapon. I had to go ahead and pose her up a couple of times. I like the figure. I cannot say otherwise. So we're going to go ahead and put the hands down like so. We're going to go ahead and move the head straight forward, so that way she is kind of in a static pose. Now at this point we're going to go ahead and focus. Thank you. And we're going to take this head and push that down. At that point we're going to lift the chest piece, and then we're going to take this portion of the backpack and lift that up. Now at which point we're going to go ahead and push all this, and we're going to push this through, and it should snap, thereby making the main hood. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take this lower portion of her waist, pull that all the way, unhinge it. And I know we should pretty much do this later, but I'm going to go ahead and twist that around, and that takes care of that portion. Now at this point we're going to go ahead and take this piece, and we're going to open this portion up and push this up like so. Now there is a small panel that flips open like so, and we're going to go ahead and open this up. And we're going to take these panels here and open them up like so. Lift this up and extend them further. Now, of course, you can do it even while you have this open, but this is a little bit simpler. Now, of course, I did look at several different reviews as well as try the instruction book here. And there were certain things that basically it just went over my head. So actually taking a look at it, having someone else do this, at the very least, it gives me a more clear, mind on that. So that takes care of that portion there. Now, we're going to go ahead and move these hands into these empty areas here and here. So you're just going to go ahead and bend that in and slide those in. Do the same with the other one. And there you go. Now, there is a reason why this is there, because as you can tell, there's some slots right here on the side of the shoulder, and there is a tab on the inside of these panels. Those are going to connect there. Whoops, sorry. Did not mean to do that. And there. And that should allow for this to connect properly. And as a comedian once said when he says, "I'm going to live forever." So far, so good. So now that that is on there, we're going to go ahead and just put that there. We're going to move these legs down like so. We're going to twist them like so. We're going to twist it like so. And now we're going to tab the feet pointing down. And then we're just going to tab them there. Now, there's a reason why, because if you saw earlier, you may have noticed they had these two little tabs here. They're going to go into that slot right there. So we're just going to go ahead and tab those in. And there we go. And do we have it? Do I have it? Yes, I have it! Hallelujah! And just gonna double check everything. Is it flushed? Yeah, well, as flush as it's gonna get. Now, this was one of the reasons why I started looking at some of the videos, because apparently I was doing a couple of things wrong, such as having the hands down. That was blocking clearance. There should have been up here. Oh, and as a matter of fact, I do believe there is some storage. I remember seeing about that in the instruction book. So now let's see here. Okay, so if I'm looking at this right, and you're going to look at it with me, this gun is supposed to be pointing in and pushed down into this area here. And there we go. So there she is. Does she roll? Yes, she does. She still rolls, and she is totally flushed. So, wow. Honestly, though, I have to say, I was getting a little upset, but again, even after transforming a couple of times, the instructions were not as clear on this in terms of the process. So I'm just grateful for the videos with YouTubers like Prime versus Prime, MGO, and lots of others. I mean, oh my god, this is so freaking awesome. So, I mean, and honestly, this really looks like the old, you know, generations, Arcee that I had many years ago. And I do believe I do have a review of her. So, but we're gonna do a bit of a comparison now. Again, I do not have the Generations Arcee any longer, and my Earthrise Arcee has had underwent some elective surgery, which basically made her into a action master. So I will not have a vehicle mode comparison, but I will have a robot mode comparison. So give me a moment while I get her transformed back, and I'll be right back. All right, folks, there she is, along with her Earthrise counterpart. As you can tell, there's a lot of differences, and more than just the third-party add-ons for Earthrise. The color for Earthrise was very, very bright pink, whereas the Studio 86 version is a little bit more muted. Of course, there's not as much paint application, especially for her face. So, personally, I probably would have tried to go ahead and added some paint apps for that, but at the time, I was actually just happy to be able to have, added the paints to literally go around, her backside here. This is not a good paint job, mind you. But in addition, there's also some third-party add-ons to cover up the gaps on the back of her thighs and calves, and of course the shoulder pylons there. So, and then of course she's got alternate weapons because the ones for Earthrise were clear, and I think I may have lost that weapon. So, there it is. But honestly, though, honestly, if there is a third-party kit, I may not get it. I like this. I just wish they could have gone ahead and put like a type of damn it, I forgot. Like a type of hatch to go ahead and just fold down to cover up this portion here, but at the same time bringing these shoulder pylons out just a little bit more. That would have been awesome. And then, I mean, it's not bad. It's a definite upgrade to what we had, almost 15 years ago? No, almost 10 years ago. Shoot. Yeah, so it was not bad. I really liked it. So let me get this youngster out of the way and bring our girl out front and center. And yeah, man, I have to say, I really like her. So, I'm going to go ahead and take a couple more pics to post at the end of the video, and I'll be right back with my final score. All right, thank you for waiting. Now, you're probably wondering, why did I bring out this particular figure? Uh, Being a big Transformer fan that I am, and also an anime fan, one of the things that I got a chance to see in my years in the fandom were the Japanese trailers for Transformers the movie, and there was some trailers that showcased Ultra Magnus in this color. I later found out through some commercials that a friend of mine posted when he had his public access show that that was Ultra Magnus's original color scheme under the name Powered Convoy, and this was for the Diaclone line. So I wanted to go ahead and replay that scene just a bit with with Arcee looking at him, waiting for commands. So there he is. But this isn't about Powered Convoy over here. This is about Arcee. And I said before, and I'll say it again, I love what Hasbro had done, in terms of this figure. And I only wish they had gone ahead and completed the gray paint sculpt here, at the very least on the sides, so that way at least it'll be complete in a way. But other than that, I have to say, before I start veering off too far, and I do apologize for the abruptness, prior to filming, I was doing my best to go ahead and transform it. And as I explained earlier, I had to look back on, well, not look back, but look at some of what the reviewers have done. And I realized there were some mistakes I was making, mostly because I failed to see certain aspects of the transformation process in the instructions. So, but now that I've seen it, when someone else is doing it, I was able to replicate that myself, and thereby it's become a good figure for me again. So that being said, on a scale of 1 through 10, I am going to have to go ahead and give her an 8. Mostly because of even with certain issues like the transformation process and whatnot, that was a big issue. But again, I also want to say, because honestly, Hasbro could have done wrist rotation to allow for range of movement and positioning, and especially if you wish to pose Arcee holding the gun like this, a wrist rotation could have helped with that. But again, that's just my opinion. That being said, though, I'd like to hear from you. Were you able to pick this figure up? Now, I wound up picking her up as a pre-order on Hasbro Pulse. So if she is still available on Hasbro Pulse, I will leave a link in the description down below. But once again, let me ask the question. Were you able to pick her up? And do you like her? Do you hate her? Leave me your comment about it in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Click onto the bell icon so you can be notified when I post up new videos. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for watching today. This is Phoenix Draconis, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Peace.